All right, look, on my channel, we get straight to the content. So listen, man. It's rumors out here that Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, Just Hilarious, all the people on the Breakfast Club, they might be getting cooked. They might be turning them to a chopped cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we're hearing from multiple sources, right? Now, I don't know how true it is, right? But on my last video, talking about Rosenberg and the Hot 97 crew, I said the universe was correcting itself. This is more of the universe correcting itself. Now, let me explain. So you got people like Chick Smooth, Danny from the Stop, they're independent creators. Shout out to them brothers. They give out a lot of information in a better detail than me, more organized. I just talk to y'all like we having a conversation right before work. You know what I'm saying? So they saying that like Charlamagne the God's contract is up, right? And he might not renew. And then Tasha K reported that Charlamagne the God, they said once they hit January 21st, either the 20th or the 21st, they say he's cooked, right? So I'm thinking about it, right? So I'm listening to Joe Buttons explain and a couple other creators, right? And they're saying, so if y'all familiar with these YouTube streets, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I be in these YouTube streets. So Charlamagne the God had a network called Black Effect, right? I hate that name. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm black and I'm like FBA black. But when stuff be like name black this or black this, I don't really like that. Something about it just always, it gives me grifter vibes sometimes. In this case with Charlamagne the God and the Black Effect Network, it always gave me grifter vibes. Now, you might be asking, Trey, what's a grifter? Do your research if you don't know what a grifter is. But Charlamagne the God, like when, I think it was during the pandemic when he first started talking about the Black Effect Network, right? So if you're familiar with my other content, I'm not saying fucking Charlamagne the God is not talented. He is talented. But I always thought he was overrated as a creator, if that makes sense. Now, on this channel, we normally cover the Joe Buttons podcast. And I could be hard on Joe Buttons, no diddy. But like, I look at Joe Buttons as more of an independent creator that like really could get shit popping. Joe Buttons' only problem is he's a bad boss and a bad manager. When it comes to talent, I don't think Charlamagne the God is even close to Joe Buttons. And like Joe Button. And like Charlamagne the God always gives me like fake articulate, analytical, like he think he like a smart ass bull, and I don't view him as smart like that. Like, so when he was introducing this Black Effect Network, right? So he started like introducing different people that was on the Black Effect Network and shit like that. Yo, long story less long, the Black Effect Network was always weak as hell to me, right? Now, I didn't understand, like, how do these people get money? Like, sometimes I would hear Mandy and Danny arguing, and she would say how she get money from ads. And I'm like, who listens to our podcast? I'm a person that be in these YouTube streets. So, like, when you got these people that got podcasts, and then I go check the numbers, and they kind of dead, and then they don't really got cultural influence, I always find that a little fishy, right? So then I listen, like I said, I listen to Joe Buttons and multiple other people talk. So it sounds like Charlamagne was using DEI programs, and even Savon, who used to work, I think he was on the Black Effect number. A lot of like Charlamagne the God, I guess, had a grift where he was going to use DEI programs to help like black entertainers get like a lot of revenue and stuff, you know what I mean, from like advertisers, right? And see that this DEI thing that they exposed, that Charlamagne was like, he was looking, it was basically under, like Joe Buttons broke it down, where under this current administration, the Black Effect Network and Charlamagne the God and podcasters under him weren't going to get enough funding because they were like banking on DEI incentive programs, but Trump not beat for that. Yo, when they said that in a way that actually made me disgusted, right? Because I ain't gonna get political. Say what you want about DEI, what it's designed for and what they actually do with it, It's similar to Black Lives Matter. Like what Black Lives Matter meant and then what they did to it is two different things. I think it's disgusting that, and listen, it's white people do it all the time, but for Charlamagne the God to always walk around like he just this, like he walk around like he Thor when it comes to this podcast, and you know what I mean? For him to walk around like that, and the whole time you running around trying to get a DEI handout is crazy. Whatever Trump got going on shouldn't affect what Charlamagne and the Black Effect got going on. But it affects it because Charlamagne not that boy that he act like he is. I'm not saying he ain't got money. I'm not saying he not talented. I'm saying he's not that guy. You could go. I never met anybody in my life. Y'all think of people in y'all life, and if y'all want to ask people, I'm gonna ask my sisters and stuff because it's Christmas time. We about to all get together as family. When you ever listen to Charlamagne the God like that? Now we don't live in New York. You know what I'm saying? So we not listening to the Breakfast Club on the radio. And the Breakfast Club YouTube channel, never checking for that. Sorry. And those numbers are not high at all. You know what I'm saying? Now, they higher than my numbers, but guess what? We not here for that. We got our own community. We got a small community where we popping our shit. You know what I'm saying? They trying to be big. I'm not trying to be big. I'm trying to vibe with y'all, do a couple giveaways, and get monetized on this joint. I'm good. If I listen, y'all been running up the numbers. If I get the 600 subscribers, I'm good out here. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm trying to get a little couple chicken. I'm still gonna go to the warehouse and work type shit. But I don't respect Charlamagne the God and the Black Effect Network. And I gotta he is the person that owns the Black Effect Network. I don't respect them grifting to get some DEI handouts. Get it from the muscle. You're an entertainer. I never understood why Savine even thought to have a podcast. Boy, you lame as hell. Respectfully. I'm not saying he don't work hard or this or that. He just was a dork. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I look at the universe as correcting itself because, listen, sometimes, especially when we're talking about America, historically, Black people have not been allowed to be at certain tables no matter how talented they were. So I'm not even gonna act like that don't exist, right? But there's also a group of people that are very talented, like Black people that are very talented, and they don't grift. So they don't go looking for the DEI handout. They really try to grind. And you got dudes like Charlamagne the God, and like he got a network. He's running a scam. You see it in the tech industry. A lot of you gotta listen. All right, let me go on a side quest right now. So recently on a Facebook post, I seen that, Elon Musk got $600 million. He the first person that has $600 million, right? Or $600 billion. That was one. No, not 600 million. Of course not. It was 600 billion, right? I want y'all to be smart when we're talking about finance, right? And I'm not Tony the Closer or one of these niggas. I'm not Earn Your Leisure. But I do recognize things about finance, and I did make a killing in the stock market at one time. Now, as a nigga, and I'm a nigga, I sold all the shit, but I know how to get up on the stock market, right? So, when they say Elon Musk up 600 billion, there is nowhere on earth where he can go and get $100 billion. All his money is in stocks and assets. So if you believe how I believe, and I'm gonna eventually start sharing like some conspiracy theories on my channel because I'm a conspiracy theory nerd. If you go to like Dubai or Saudi Arabia, some of them dudes are like trillionaires. They got money going all the way back to the Persian Empire. Elon Musk don't got that, bro. Ain't trying to hear it. Like, he don't got access to all his money. His money is all in stocks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm on a side quest right now, but he, at no given point, can Elon Musk go and gather up $100 billion, right? Now, I'm not going to say, I don't know if the other billionaires can. I know Elon Musk can't. Because Elon Musk's claim to fame is that he became, like, it's a term called meme stocks. So at one point, especially early on, and I made money off Tesla, it was more of a meme stock. That's why when you look, like, all right, so Tesla was pushing the electric cars. They're pushing it, right? Now you look at all the electric cars. Yo, all the electric cars, like you got Toyota. I'm in a Toyota electric car right now. I can show you all the charger and everything. All these cars are better designed and better than Teslas. So basically, these companies were handcuffing the information and not putting it out that, oh, we could put our electric car, some type shit. You know what I mean? And to be fair, I think the electric cars take more minerals and materials to make than a regular car. But anyway, off the side quest. So yeah, the universe is fixing itself, bro. And I think it's gross. And then, like, as a black man in America, you got to deal with a dude like Trump, and then like his administration, where they talk about DEI programs, and like you want to feel like, oh, they being racist, they being this, they being that. They might not necessarily be being racist. They are. Listen, just because a person is racist doesn't mean at that moment they are being racist. So Trump does racial stuff, but looking at Charlamagne the God, we have an example of a person abusing DEI. Because Charlamagne the God, like, so he basically put Andrew Schultz in position to get popping. And then Andrew Schultz did some other stuff, and he got recognized by Trump, not Trump, Joe Rogan, right? But now, Andrew Schultz is bigger than Charlamagne the God. So it's like Charlamagne the God, not big nowhere, but he got his own network. How does that make sense? But then dudes like Danny from the Stop Big Joe Buttons, they helped me understand how it made sense. He's grifting off the system. A system that's supposed to help black people that's like, it's like a lot of talented people, especially like if you ever been in an inner city like me, grew up in an inner city, it is talented. It is uber talented people that can compete with anybody in America on the highest level, but they don't have opportunity. DEI is supposed to like give that opportunity, but you got dudes like Charlamagne where he want to look like, he want to feel like he got the biggest hammer in the room, no diddy, so he used and abused these DEI products and programs, and that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? It's never, you gotta, it's always, that's always the issue. I'm not here to talk about affirmative action, but a lot of times they don't always necessarily, and some of these programs are needed, because like I said, when, I'm not trying to make this too racial or political, but when you spend decades putting the people down, it should be programs to uplift those communities that you affected, but it should affect the most talented people in those communities. Charlamagne the God is not the most talented black entertainer. He's not even like a great podcaster. He's like my generation. I'm 40. If you live in New York and you listen to radio, Breakfast Club is probably a vibe. I ain't gonna lie. But like when it comes to like podcasts and like looking at it on YouTube, this shit's not a vibe. And like, even when I did, and I haven't listened to a Breakfast Club in a while, even when I did, it will always be guest dependent. That's a problem. I said in another video, Joe Button said, your show can't be guest dependent. A lot of these guys are guest dependent with their product. Gotta stop that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, lately we've been running up the channel. I'm not one of these greedy YouTubers. The fact that I got 421 subscribers, that makes me happy in general, because we just catching a vibe. Leave comments. I answer probably 99% of the comments, because like I said, I'm an old head, so I'm used to using Facebook. So if I can answer and respond, as long as people being respectful, even when they being disrespectful, I get in my bag with them. But like, subscribe, turn notifications on, leave a comment. All right, I'm out.